Naomi Osaka has been in the news over the past several years, not necessarily for tennis, not necessarily for being great as a player of tennis, but for everything that happens outside of directly on the court. Now, what happened today was on the court, but yet again, we're talking about Naomi Osaka, and the mainstream media is pretending like she's just this huge victim and we need to protect her. We need to do all of these things. At the end of the day, Naomi Osaka got heckled by one singular person in the stands who shouted, it wasn't even anything that bad, shouted, "Naomi, you suck." And she ended up breaking down in tears, losing in straight sets, being an absolute embarrassment. John, this is someone who loves attention as long as it's positive. If it's anything but positive, she wants to run and hide.
Yeah, and that's not reality. It's not reality. When you play sports, you will get criticized. You just have to deal with that. Now, in tennis, there is etiquette. So where if you're serving, this happened when she was on serve, the crowd has to be quiet. And all this person said is, "Naomi, you suck." Ryan, I'm pretty sure we heard way, way worse across sports than this. Even in tennis, I'm pretty sure also. She is just so mentally fragile. So mentally fragile, man. It's actually absolutely amazing that she actually has won 4 Grand Slams. Now, she's actually playing on hard courts, her best surface. This ain't clay or anything. And she's crumbled completely since the French Open last year when she quit because she didn't want to talk to the media. And her ranking now has suffered. She's number 78 in the world. This woman used to be number 1 in the world. Crumbled completely.
Yeah, so we have the clip here. This is when some dusty soul chose a quiet moment to shout, "Naomi, you suck." And we'll listen to it. It's very faint. Hopefully we can hear it. That was it.
That's it.
That was it. And then the crowd immediately, you can tell that the crowd doesn't like what just happened. Listen to what the crowd does. But the crowd starts heckling the heckler. Like the crowd starts booing and groaning. They're on Naomi's side. They don't think that someone should be doing that. One person stood up and said, "Naomi, you suck." Who cares? And what this resulted in was this. This is down here. Here's what disturbed Naomi Osaka. Naomi was in tears after this happened, right? Let's watch. Naomi Osaka asking the chair umpire if she can borrow the umpire's mic to talk to the woman in the crowd.
I have to ask you this for budget if you can, okay? I'm gonna ask them what you want to say.
I just want to say something. I'm not gonna curse, but I don't curse.
Okay,
it's just on my heart.
Okay.
She's asking to use the microphone to address the crowd because it's just something that's on her heart.
In the middle of the match.
Talk about. In the middle of a match, yeah.
Use the chair umpire's microphone.
We'll mute that because they're just kind of saying the same thing. So this is her having a complete mental breakdown and crying because one person shouted, "You suck." This is life, folks.
Yeah. And she got smoked in that first set. Sits love to a woman. I couldn't even pronounce the woman's name.
Yeah, it's not like, again, Naomi Osaka has had this fall where it was this mental break she took. Oh, I can't talk to reporters because they're going to ask me tough questions. While she's fine to go on the red carpet for fashion shows, she's fine to do photo shoots for Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. She's
Use
fine
the media
to do those
when
things.
it's convenient for her.
That type of attention is fine for her when everyone's praising her. This is mental weakness. This goes back to what we've talked about so many times with a lot of these athletes, whether it's in the NBA and you literally have LeBron kicking people out who are heckling him, not because they're saying the worst things in the world, simply because they're saying, "Hey, LeBron, you fucking suck."
Yeah.
That's it. And he gets them kicked out of games. You're seeing that now across all sports, the weak mental capacity of these people.
And in defense of, I don't even really want to defend the NBA players, but what they were saying to LeBron was worse. I believe they called him a bitch or something like that. And then he pointed him out. all this person said was you suck. And she just completely lost it.
Yeah, she completely fell apart. And again, you have this this New York Post article. Naomi Osaka brought to tears by heckler at Indian Wells. And she did go, and after she addressed the crowd, we'll hear a little bit of her.
This is unprecedented too, because the losing player never addresses the crowd after a match.
Not on a
a non-championship.
Exactly. Not on a normal match, a non-championship match. That's correct.
I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, it's like the entire crowd's on her side. Isn't that weird? The entire crowd clapping and cheering, even though she just lost, even though she's breaking down in tears.
Yeah, I feel like I've cried enough on camera, but I just wanted to say, yeah.
Look at this person. He's probably like, I mean, I just beat the shit out of you, and you're acting like one person saying you suck is the end of your life. This person probably doesn't even know what to do.
To be honest, I've gotten heckled before. Like, it didn't really bother me, but it's like heckled here. Like, I've watched a video of Venus and Serena getting heckled here, and if you've never watched it, you should watch it.
I got that video, Ron.
Yeah, let's watch this, because what she's about to do here, what Naomi Osaka is about to do, is make it some sort of racial thing. That's what she's doing, because for years at Indian Wells, Serena Williams specifically maintained that they got heckled. And John's about to show this video and explain the background of this and why it has nothing to do with anything racial. But for years they maintained it's because of racists that we got heckled here. That's what she's trying to shift this bullshit to now. Here we go.
Yeah. Now the backstory of this is 2001. She brings up something that happened 21 years ago. Serena Williams was playing. Well, actually, she wasn't. She was playing Kim Clijsters in the finals here at Indian Wells, because in the semifinals, Serena was supposed to play Venus, and minutes before the match was supposed to start, Venus pulls out with an injury, and tennis player Elena Dimitrieva accused Richard Williams of basically fixing matches between Serena and Venus because they didn't play. And back then, man, they were young, man, but they were bit draws. I mean, you had already had Steffi Graf had already retired in 1999, who I believe is the greatest women's tennis player of all time, and ain't Serena. But this is the reaction when Venus and Richard Williams here show up to Indian Wells.
Richard Williams walked down, and here's the crowd again. It's a long walk down.
Everybody's booing.
A few people started to applaud. And then in a minute, there's going to be a heckler. I'm not really sure where you're going to see it, but Richard actually stopped and looked at somebody, and it was a very tense situation. I've never seen anything like this.
And just to be clear, John, because John's a big tennis fan, before this cheating scandal, before it got leaked that it looked like they were fixing matches, were people booing Venus and Serena Williams at Indian Wells?
No.
No, they weren't.
Actually, they were the biggest draw.
Yes, they were the reason so many people were there. It had nothing to do with racism, and everything to do with the accusation of cheating. It's almost like people take that very seriously.
I had heard rumors before the match that some people were unhappy and might go out there to boo, but it was the majority of the crowd.
I actually talked to a tournament official as we see Serena's numbers beforehand, and they actually talked to the ushers, anticipating that this might get a little bit out of hand, and just trying to get the ushers to make sure they kept people under control. Here was Richard after the heckler and more boos. Reminiscent a little bit seeing a flashback, and Richard Williams now is taking his seat beside the
68 Olympics flashback.
Mexico City.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, man, for Serena Williams here to focus.
So that's what she's talking about. That's what Naomi Osaka's talking about at Indian Wells. And this has been used by Serena Williams to perpetuate victimhood status before. They didn't return for like 15 years almost. And so now for Naomi Osaka to bring that up and say that's what triggered her, basically, this is pathetic. You're a professional athlete. You're a performer of any kind. Doesn't matter if it's a comedian. Doesn't matter if it's a singer. If you give a bad performance, or even maybe some people just don't like you, you could get heckled. You could get booed. That's just part of it, and you need to persevere. Otherwise, you do not have the mental capacity to compete. You are fucking weak.
And newsflash, guys, by the way, Serena Williams beat Kim Clijsters in that final, where the crowd was completely against her. She overcame that. And then I know Serena does some crazy stuff sometimes, but she's all-time great. You cannot deny she is all-time great. And when the crowd has been against her, she stepped up her game. She has. Not all the time. Not all the time. As she got older, when she started losing a lot to these younger players, she kind of lost her head because she was getting older. But prime Serena Williams was overcoming stuff like this.
Yeah, they fed athletes feed off that. You look at the biggest clutch performers, like someone like a Reggie Miller. Like Reggie Miller fed off the heckling from people like Spike Lee in Madison Square Garden. Like he fed off that. Michael Jordan fed
the Knicks fans
off things like that. Yeah, and that's part of what being an elite athlete is. It's overcoming stuff like that. It's going into enemy territory, which this wasn't. This was one sole person that said, "Naomi, you suck." Imagine have a breakdown like that. If there was a person that wasn't a professional athlete, just a normal everyday person that had a breakdown like that in an office environment, I would think that person's a fucking pussy, let alone an athlete who should be conditioned to be able to persevere through something like that. It's just embarrassing for Naomi Osaka, and the mainstream media is going to do everything they can to defend her.